Christmas is more than decorations, more than gifts, and more than a holiday marked on a calendar. For millions of people across generations, Christmas has been a living story, a story of faith, survival, joy, sacrifice, and hope. This is not a fairy tale. This is a true life story drawn from real historical events, family traditions, and lived experiences about how Christmas was celebrated, from humble beginnings to the modern world. In the early 1900s, long before television and social media, Christmas arrived quietly. In a small rural community, a young boy named Samuel woke up on Christmas morning not to the sound of carols on the radio, but to the crowing of a rooster. There were no wrapped gifts under a tree. There was no Christmas tree at all. Christmas was announced by the smell of firewood burning and the voice of his mother singing an old hymn, Silent Night, Holy Night. For Samuel's family, Christmas began with preparation, not celebration. Days before December 25th, his father would walk miles to the market to buy the only luxury they could afford: a small piece of meat. His mother cleaned the house thoroughly, believing that welcoming Christmas meant welcoming Christ into a clean home. New clothes were rare. If you had new clothes at Christmas, you were considered blessed. Many children wore neatly washed old clothes, repaired and ironed carefully, yet no one complained. Because Christmas was not about what you received, it was about what you remembered. For many families, Christmas was first a spiritual event. On Christmas Eve, entire villages walked together to church, sometimes for hours. Candles were carried carefully in the dark. Churches were decorated with palm leaves, handmade paper stars, and simple wooden crosses. The church service lasted long into the night. There were no loudspeakers, no microphones. Yet the singing filled the air. Pastors preached about the birth of Jesus, born not in a palace but in a manger. This message resonated deeply with poor families. It reminded them that God understood hardship. At midnight, when the pastor announced, "Christ is born," the people responded, "Glory to God." Tears flowed freely. This was Christmas. Christmas food was special not because it was abundant, but because it was shared. In many homes, the Christmas meal might include rice, stew, yam, or a single chicken divided carefully so everyone had a portion. Neighbors visited one another freely. Doors remained open all day. No invitation was required. Children moved from house to house, greeting elders with respect and receiving blessings instead of gifts. Sometimes an elder would place a coin in a child's hand not as payment but as encouragement. For families who had more, Christmas was a time to give. Food was sent to widows. Plates were carried to the sick. Orphans were invited into homes. Christmas reminded people that nobody should be alone. Not every Christmas was joyful. There were years of war, famine, and political unrest. In some places, Christmas was celebrated in silence. Families gathered quietly, unsure of what tomorrow would bring. In one true account, a mother cooked the last cup of rice she had on Christmas Day. She told her children, "We may not have food tomorrow, but today we will thank God." They prayed before eating. That prayer, she later said, was the most powerful Christmas she ever experienced. Christmas became a declaration of hope that suffering would not have the final word. As years passed, Christmas changed. Electric lights replaced candles. Radios and televisions filled homes with music. Decorations became brighter. Gifts became larger. Children began to expect toys. Adults began to measure Christmas by spending, yet something remained. Families still gathered. Prayers were still said. Meals were still shared, even in modern cities. The heart of Christmas survived, reminding people to slow down, reconnect, and remember what truly matters. The true life story of Christmas is not about perfection. It is about ordinary people choosing love over fear, faith over despair, togetherness over isolation. From humble homes to busy cities, from quiet churches to noisy celebrations, Christmas continues to tell the same story, that light can be born in darkness. that hope can rise from hardship, and that the greatest gift has always been and will always be love.